Do you know what's the best thing about being in your 20s? When you're in your 20s, you get to change your mind so many times. Like, I just turned 29 recently, and I thought I knew exactly what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be. And guess what? It changed. I never thought that I would ever change this much. And the thing about it is, the reason why you change is because you grow as a person, you grow, you develop, you change. And as a consequence, as a byproduct of that, your values change as well. And what you value, what you prioritize, it changes the older you get. And trust me, I don't feel old. I've met people in their mid 20s, and I ask them, hey, how old are you? And they say, oh, I'm 25. And then I go, okay, but how old do you feel? And they go, I feel like I'm 40. I'm like, really? That's interesting. Because I'm 29, and I feel like I'm 23. Like, I live a very active lifestyle, and I do not feel like I'm 29. Like, I thought when I turned 29, I'd be like, hey, I feel old. I'm supposed to be mature. Supposed to be like, because as a kid you grow up and you think, oh well, I'm supposed to act like an adult, like corporate looking and speaking, and you still feel like a kid. You still feel. And I heard this. Who said this? It's like you want to stay childlike, not childish, but childlike. You know. And more importantly, you want to find someone who you can stay childlike with, because it's more fun, it's more playful, it's more relaxed. It makes life more enjoyable. So anyway, to go back to the point I was making earlier, it's like the beautiful thing about this is how you know that you've lived your 20s the right way is you've changed your mind so many times that you've lost count. Think of it like it's such a beautiful thing to be able to change. That's why you should never commit to anything long. Like, don't make any permanent decisions to any temporary problems. Don't make a permanent solution for a temporary problem. Like, so many people, I have a friend of mine, and this guy, he's like in his 30s, early 30s, and he has a mortgage, and he's making good money online on YouTube. He's making like $20,000 a month from YouTube. But he's still working a job he hates. And even though he has that much income, he's still not free because he's tied down to one location because he got a mortgage for a house. So it's like the beautiful thing about being in your 20s is you get to change your mind so many times. You get to be free. Like, most people, I feel like they live life in reverse, because societal expectations, they tell you the status quo. They say, oh, well, you need to settle down early in it's the other way around. People have it back to front. You should take the most risk in your 20s. That's when you're most free. If unless you believe that there's no period in your life where you should take risk, well, then this video is not for you. But if you believe that you should take risks in your life, and everyone should, you should be taking those risks early on in life, not when you're 65. I think people have it back to front. I'm right now in Perth, by the way. This is different to Thailand. The beaches are beautiful, don't get me wrong, like, they're pristine, but it's really cold. And this is like almost summer, and then there's no shade. After around noon it gets really windy, so sand goes everywhere. And then when I'm swimming, like, I've grown up in the ocean, right? So I'm used to swimming in the ocean, so I'm not scared or anything. But even when I'm swimming in the ocean, I still have to look out for like sharks and shit. I don't like that. But every now and then you hear like these sirens. They start sounding and you realize, oh, what the fuck's going on? And then, they spotted a shark. Everyone gets out. That's fucked. No, but it's cute. I love Australia. Australia is beautiful. I had a really good time in Australia. Beautiful memories. Anyone who's in their early 20s, you should, if you're from like an eligible country, I tell my sister, as soon as my niece turns 18, just give her a couple $1,000 and get her an Australian working holiday visa and send her to Australia. Best experience. But like, when I was 16, my parents sent me to Germany, and I wish instead of sending me to Germany, they had sent me to Australia. It would have been such a better experience. You have no idea. It was life changing. It was life changing, you know. But you know how they say sometimes things happen for a reason. Yeah, it happened for the best, you know. And yeah, I'll always love Australia. I had some good times here. So yeah, if you're in your twenties, don't be afraid to change your mind. You know, change your mind as many times as you like, because when you're in your twenties, that's when you get to do it. You know, and fuck what everyone else thinks. No one gives a fuck. Everyone has an opinion, but no one who gives you their opinion has the life that you want. So don't listen to the advice of others who do not have the life you want, or aren't even close to the life you want, or not heading in the direction of the life you want. It's like, I'm not saying don't take advice from other people, but at least make sure that they're heading in the direction, they're 3 steps ahead of you, and they're heading in the direction you want to head in. Otherwise, why would you take advice from them? You know?